Today's podcast is brought to you by the letters S, G, A, B, B, G, A, J, X, and Z. Otherwise, and the Stroke Association of North America. That's going to make it hard to make the fucking commercial.
Flagged off the first 5 seconds.
We're immediately getting canceled. I'm Simon King, and this is What's Wrong. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. And if you're watching the podcast, you're just better than the people who only fucking listen to the podcast. Fuck those fucking people. Actually, I love you. I'm just kidding. But not around people. Not around company. I am very excited to have my very, very good friend and internet celebrity, Armenian hitman, hilarious comedian, and I don't know, fucking just all around great guy, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Mackenzie is here.
Oh my God! Thank you.
You may know him from his OnlyFans, where he puts ping pong balls where you shouldn't put them. Anyway, and
in a Volkswagen.
That's all it is. That's all your OnlyFans is. It's just putting things in a Volkswagen.
Right in the backseat of a Volkswagen.
Have you seen what he does with watermelons?
How did
There's
you
like
get
30 in there.
I put things
He doesn't walk. He takes a car. What? Sorry.
No. How did you get that sponsored? I've been sending them messages for months.
You know what the weirdest thing is? It always went to my spam because it thought it was spelling mistakes. But it turns out they type like that too because there's a paralysis. I'm just making fun of people. Why did I make fun of people with strokes immediately? Like, fucking talk about punching down, like way down because they're sitting. They can't stand. And
You just make sure you pick on their good side.
That's when someone says that. Somebody's had a stroke is like, is this of my good side? It's like, they mean it. They fucking mean it. Like,
why am I on this side?
Immediately, both of our viewers with strokes, they're going to fucking unsubscribe if they could find the button, but they can't. And what the fuck is going on? Why did that start out? Why did you bring this out at me? God damn, it's Alex's fault.
I'm not sure. So, what do you want to talk about?
Well, as we have to introduce our Earthwild, because he wasn't. You were not on the last podcast, really audibly, because we did a Zoom podcast.
Yes.
And so you are the silent.
Yes, yeah.
But now you are the what should I put for? How should I obsequious? Huh? Yeah, there's his thumb. See? And that's a real thumb.
That's a cool thing. You could be like Mike Green Thumb.
We got it. Yeah, Mike Green Thumb.
That's what I would go with. That should be
the weird thing about him is his name is Mike Greenwood, but in the fall it's Mike Bearwood. Because of all the leaves. And your name changes seasonally.
Right.
Michael Greenwood is with us, ladies and gentlemen. So it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
At least this many.
Yeah, at least this many.
For those of you watching at home, that was good.
Yeah. You gotta understand that this podcast is completely callbacks at this point. There is nothing. All we do now is call back to the first 25 episodes.
Really?
There's no more jokes. There's no more conversation.
Well, that's the way to do it. I've seen Kevin Hart perform.
Exactly. Whoa! There we go. Hey, talk about punching down because he's tiny. And this is. I'm just kidding, Kevin. If you want to come on the podcast, we will get a step stool for you. That's so mean. It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
No.
You can't pick on someone's height, can you? I mean, I'm 7
Dude,
foot,
I like
so,
this. This looks like a mic stand for someone who's very small.
I got this mic stand because originally we used to have Mike sit down and me put it on his head because I wanted to assert dominance in the early days, and I just grew to love it. You know?
How come Mike is the only one without a mic stand?
Well, weirdly enough, because when he stands up.
There you go. There you go. I get it. That's why.
Yeah, you've never had a mic stand. I think because
budgets, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, I don't think the thing is, I like how casual you are, where you can just sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not really supposed to be on. I just chime in.
He just chimes in.
You know what I think would be cooler is if you hung him from the ceiling, like a boxer, like a boxing announcer, it just comes in down. Or that's just when Mike wants to talk, you just lower it down and a microphone comes on the screen. And then Mike says something and then you reel it back up.
Let's get ready to tremble. Hey, stroke guys, we're still talking to you. And
oh my God. So, I mean, if someone in your family had a stroke recently...
It's going to be me soon. I'll swear to God.
So?
Yeah, well, I'm wearing
What's your blood pressure?
My blood pressure? I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, what's a good number? 190? 300?
I don't know. Does anyone know how blood pressure works?
Well, my systolic and your diastolic. Yeah, so it's your systolic over your diastolic. 120 over 80 is good.
That's what you
120
want?
over 80, yeah.
What is
150 over 90 is high. I'm usually around 140
What
over
happens
whatever.
if one number gets past the other number? Does it ever go 100 blast over 130?
I think that's when you make it. That's when you make it. I think all celebrities who are really famous have ridiculously high blood pressure.
Okay.
Inverted, though.
Inverted, right.
Yeah.
Is it, but like what? I don't get it.
Your systolic over your diastolic.
I don't know how they work, you know?
Oh, well, your systolic is your systolic, and your diastolic is your diastolic. Anyway,
so if your die gets too high, if your die gets too high, you die? Is that what it is? You're like, you can't let your die score catch your cyst score. This is where your system's running. Your die meter's here, and the higher your die gets, you're like, system, work harder.
Here's what I figured.
Are you a doctor?
Yeah. I saw this on a bumper sticker on the way over, actually.
Systolic is a blood pressure that was born the gender it is, and is comfortable in being.
Right.
And diastolic is, you have to roll a 6.
Okay, I see. I don't like the systolic. I really struggle with that one, mostly because it starts with the letter S.
Yeah.
Systolic.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That's a tough one for a lispy guy.
This is how much we trust you. We didn't even bring in a fucking windscreen for the mic. We trust you that much.
I saw it.
We're going to boil it after.
Which one of these turns the lisp down?
It's the same button that gives me a jawline on the camera.
Yeah, see, they got the beauty mode on there. No lisp mode.
Oh, yeah, you could have a beauty mode. I don't know. Is that possible?
Oh,
look how much bigger my fucking head is than yours. We're not even that far apart. What is going on? I look like a Macy's Day Parade balloon with a mustache.
It's because
This
you're
is what happens
systolic.
when you can see it the whole time.
No,
Like, what? I don't look like
His
this.
systolic is too high.
That's how we know. When I turn the color of this, it's time to get me off the camera.
It's the Ing podcast.
I'm an Ing
now.
podcast.
You turn it off or
Simon Ing.
our light went out, just like me.
Your light went out. No, come on. You got to keep the lights on in the place.
I never even thought what we should have been doing this entire. Faulty Towers. They always had the sign was different at the beginning of every episode. We should have been doing that with
we
this.
Still can.
What's Faulty Towers?
What's Faulty Towers?
Oh, shit.
Okay. All
I've
right.
done it. All right, I'll show myself out.
Yeah, you've lost your comedy card.
God damn it.
Faulty Towers was a sitcom that so in England, sitcoms like TV series usually 6 episodes, or they were at that time, 6 episodes per series, and so. They call it series, not season. And so the first series was 1972. It was Prunella Scales, John Cleese, Connie Booth. And Connie Booth and John Cleese wrote about this guy in a hotel who's just a piece of shit named Basil Fawlty. And it's kind of like farcical, but it's really, really funny. It's one of the best, if not the best sitcom ever written. And then about 5 years later, dude, it's incredible. And about 5 years later,
chaos. He's constantly trying to put
it's
out
nuts.
fires. And
It's
John
nuts.
Cleese reacting to all these different stuff.
it's incredible. In
And it
fact, I'm
holds up.
so
It holds
jealous
up.
that he hasn't seen Faulty Towers so he can watch it for the first time.
Well, his parents aren't British.
Oh yeah, right. And then
I
and then
don't
about
watch
6
TV.
seasons, 5 seasons later, they had another season. They just did another season. It was even better.
Seinfeld for the first time, a full episode, probably 6 months ago. First time I ever saw it. An episode.
You've never seen Seinfeld before, and then you watched it. What do you think of it?
Oh, I thought it was great. I loved it. I'm like, this is why people watch TV.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so relaxing. I was like, hang on. I don't have to entertain myself?
Which episode did you
just
see?
put it on? Dude, I watched almost all of them now.
Okay.
Like, I just let it play.
But what was the first one
and
you
I
saw?
started,
I'm
you know
curious.
what changed my life, you guys? Elon Musk.
Oh, okay.
He brought out Starlink.
Can you unplug him?
Little ticket. Shout out Elon. How do you think I got so many followers on TikTok?
It's the Muskie.
Like Elon, Lord Elon.
He's got a magic flute that he uses to get women pregnant. Anyway.
No, he doesn't. Could you imagine?
Fucking that guy.
Dude,
He's
that guy's
definitely
got
fucked that robot of his. Definitely fucked
He has
that
a robot?
Oh yeah, he made a new robot. It can barely move, can't fight back.
Well, he could probably move
He
pretty good.
for sure fucked that robot. Anyway, it'd be a whole bunch of little
Elon
robots.
is a robot, so
Oh, yeah,
it
he's
only
clearly-
makes sense. It's robot on robot. That's fair, right?
Yeah, it's real Blade Runner shit.
Yeah. Who do you think's more dominant, your mouse or your keyboard of the computer?
Of the keyboard and the mouse. For
mouse?
sure the mouse is... Because much like the queen on a chessboard, it can move wherever it wants, as many places as it wants. Whereas the keys can only up and down, and they
Yeah,
can
but-
only... They're stuck to that letter and or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
But they can
Because-
make all the words. The mouse can't even make a word.
Yeah, you can if you have a
No,
keyboard on
no,
a virtual keyboard.
no.
And you can
Oh,
also
a
write your
virtual keyboard.
name. You can use cursive with a keyboard, with a mouse pad. And your little finger on there. Use cursive.
I think that a keyboard has a space bar, which a mouse doesn't have.
A keyboard does have a space bar, what a mouse doesn't have, and that's absolutely true. But what you can also do with the mouse is you can hold down and then move the cursor wherever you want it to be.
Debatable. I don't think so.
I do like the idea that Alex is talking about a typewriter. So what do you think? A mouse or my typewriter? What is better at writing letters? And he doesn't know that I think a mouse can write letters. A mouse is way better at letters. And you're like, I don't think that's accurate at all.
It almost sounds like a let's get random question too.
It does sound a bit like a let's get random. We're too early for that, but we'll get there.
So here's how Elon, he brought out Starlink, which is satellite internet. Now, I live, for those of you that don't know, I live in an RV. So, yes, I'm homeless. I'm also a highly motivated self-starter who works well with others. Now, while I was being homeless, I used to not be able to watch Netflix because I used to have to use a cell phone plan, and I was getting charged $3 a gigabyte.
Jesus Christ.
Now, to watch like an episode on Netflix is about 3 gigs.
Yeah.
So it's like $9 if I wanted to watch an hour-long thing on Netflix.
But you're saving so much on rent.
Yeah. Dude, do you know how hard it is being homeless now? Nobody wants you. Nobody. Like, that's why you know my favorite place in the world?
Yeah.
Revelstoke, BC.
Why?
Revelstoke is the only place I've ever been to that has RV only parking.
Really?
Yep. There's a sign right there, RVs only.
Because they know the Australians can't afford RVs.
Everywhere else is like, get your dirty RV out of here. Even Walmart doesn't want you anymore. You know how, dude? Yeah, oh man.
Walmart doesn't want you anymore?
No, Walmart is like, dude, they kick you out of Walmart.
They used to have a policy, right?
Did they kick you RV people out?
They used to just let you stay there.
Yeah. Did they kick RV people out, or did they kick you out? There's a big difference.
Okay, listen, I just set up my mini pool and my awning, and I've been there for 17
All
days.
they do is you take one bath in the men's room. They freak the fuck out. And they're like, you going to pay for that Old Spice?
Dude, that was like my buddy who was always, what was he said to me the other day? So, he's talking about, like you said, he's got a wife and a kid and that, and he had to go on like a work convention. He's from Kamloops and had to go to like Calgary for this work thing. And he stayed in a hotel for one night. And then he got home and he calls me and he's like, hey man, like, he's like, yeah, I got like, stayed in a hotel the other night, downtown Calgary. Like, it was pretty fun, but he goes, fuck, dude, it was so lonely. Staying in a hotel by yourself. He goes, Alex, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, man, we are not doing the same thing. Okay?
You were away for a night.
Yeah, I'm like, you're staying in a fucking Sheraton in downtown Calgary.
Yeah, you're a cautionary tale.
I'm in a Walmart parking lot in Flin Flon, Manitoba. Like, mine is way worse, dude.
You know how bad it is if you get kicked out of a parking lot in Flin Flon, Manitoba?
Where else do you go after that?
Like, what are they? First of all, Flin Flon sounds like a type of shoe. Second of all, I don't know. I've played Flin Flon.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst gigs I've ever done in my life because I was wicked hungover, and I was flying out of it was the highest paid corporate gig I've ever done, which is a sign that things aren't going to go well. And and they said to me, like, it has to be Disney clean. It has to fucking be Disney clean. And I was like, I can do that. I can do an hour Disney clean. I can do it. I don't want to, but I can. For that kind of money, fuck yeah. I get on the plane. We get as far as in the morning. I'm hungover as fuck because I do a show in Winnipeg the night before, and then I'm stupid. And so we get on the plane early, and it's a very sparsely populated plane, not a lot of people. And we get to the Pass, and we have to land because it's too fogged in to fly to Flin Flon. So I get off the plane, and I get there, and I have no fucking idea how I'm going to get to Flin Flon. I don't know anything. And then there's a guy, a mining executive, whose last name is Trudeau, weirdly enough, was like, he's like, do you want to roll with me? He's like, I'm just like, sure. And he puts on these fucking driving gloves, and he's got this like Dodge Challenger or whatever. I'm like, what? And like, and I'm hungover as fuck. Like, and he's like, it's like no conversation. Just pedal to the metal. This guy's midlife crisis is at light speed. We get to Flin Flon. He drops me off at the hotel.
Dude, that reminds me, what's that show with fucking Death Proof? Get in the car?
Yeah.
Don't worry, this car's death proof. Yeah. He's like, problem is, you have to be in this seat.
Yeah. Well, I had the windows open because it wasn't vomit proof. And I got to the hotel, and I got like an hour's sleep, and then I get to the gig. And it's what it is these hockey, it's a big billet town for hockey. Mm-hmm. And I get there, and they're having this thing with last year. It was
Bobby
like,
Clark's from Flin Flon.
Yeah, is he? Oh, there you go. Yeah. And so last year, it was like the year before, it was where the billets, the 18-year-old billet guys, they dress in bikinis and serve the billet moms booze the whole time. This year, it's still a appreciation for the kids and everything, but there's no fucking, or for the moms, but there's none of that. I get there, it's a gymnasium type thing.
Right.
And it was going to be bad when they brought out the kids who were billeted and there was no applause. Like, they didn't even applaud the people that had been living with them for a year. And I was like, this is a fucking problem.
Tough season.
So I get out on stage, and the guy brings me up and goes, all the way from, the Winnipeg Comedy Festival, because that's who brought me up. And I go, hey, look, it's Simon King. And I get out there, and the lady who booked me, who I talked to before, is in the front row. And she's the one who's like, it has to be. She reiterated it numerous times. As soon as I get out there, the lights are on. It's not dark at all. There's no lighting on the stage. It's a really fucking shitty situation. As soon as I get anything close to a joke that's not clean, the audience likes it. It's the only thing they like. They don't like anything, but then the woman in the front goes all like this. So I can't fucking do my job, right? Because she has my check. Right. And I'm doing what I'm paid to do. So it's an hour of fucking misery of me getting as close as I can to the edge and then backing off. To the point where after the show, the husband of the woman who brought me up was like, do you want to ride back to the hotel? I'm like, I will walk. It's the middle of winter. I'm like, I will walk. I walked into Saskatchewan by accident. Like, I fucking just wanted to get so far away from that place. So the next day, it's fucking terrible. I go to the airport the next day. There's 2 people on the plane, me and one other guy. So it was like as close to flying Plybird as I'll ever get.
Oh, that was cool.
And I'm talking to the lady at the ticket booth, and she goes, oh, you're the comedian? And I go, she goes, was it crazy like last year? I go, no, it was the most sedate. And she goes, you know why? Because the cops had to be called last year like a bunch of times, and a bunch of the women got arrested because they got way too out of hand and drunk, and they were told to behave themselves. Like, nobody thought to tell me this before I made an ass of myself. Like, so I find out like afterwards, like this was the whole. I was just fucked. It was like a fucking shitty punked.
Dude, that was like that. That's like Nate Bargatze talked about that bit, right? Where he goes up there and he got hired for that corporate, and then he does like an hour, and it just bombs the whole time. Like he's like not even a fucking laugh for an hour, and then he's like, I get off stage. And I go and I talk to the guy, like the guy who booked him, who owns the company or whatever. And he's like, hey, man, like, I'm super sorry, dude. Like, I used to know how to do this. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what happened. But And he goes, oh, I should have told you. Most of my employees, they don't speak English.
I've had one of those.
He goes, that would have been nice to know beforehand. Yeah. But he goes, not that I could have really changed anything anyway.
But just bust out some Dutch.
And Bobby Clark, there's like a really funny story actually about him from Flin Flon. My coach used to tell up in Quesnel, my hockey coach there, and he goes, because the Harlamov was the guy who was killing the Canadians in the what do you call it? The Soviet series there.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember the 72.
Yeah. And the Summit Series. So anyway, they're just like Harlamov, this Russian guy, just killing him. They're like, we can't beat this. This fuck guy's so good. Yeah. They're like, we need to take out this Harlamov guy. And the coach is saying that. And so then Bobby Clark is sitting in the fucking dressing room, and Bobby goes, I looked to my left, I looked to my right. I realized I was the only guy from Flin Flon, Manitoba. So I knew it had to be me. And then he went out there and shattered Harlamov's ankle.
Oh, wow.
Like, we hadn't won a game. Yeah. Canada hadn't won a game. We were down. Yeah, so lost all of them. And then Bobby Clark goes out there right off the face-off on film. Just cocks it back. Boom! Blows his ankle up. Harlamov never played hockey again. What? Bobby Clark, 2 minutes slashing.
Holy shit.
Canada goes on to win, and then we parade around it. We go,
for a career ender? Dirty fuck.
Ruin a man's life. Yeah, you Russians, you suck.
That's Philly for you, though. You go Flin Flon to Philly. That's not good.
That's why I think that Canada, the one time that we're like Americans, is with hockey. Like, that's the one time where we're like, we're better than everyone, and we'll shove it in everyone's face.
Hockey is the one time we're like barbarians. Like, there's no fucking, like, we're the people who knocked down the Roman gate. Like, we're like, you can kill a bunch of us. Well, we'll just fucking make more. Like,
Dude, I love it.
I didn't know that he did that. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he blew it right up. And yeah.
Jeez, and now, like, man, I get like. I mean, I'm glad Canada won that series. I guess it has nothing to do with me, but I do think that's a bit rough. Like, you imagine if you're having great sets all weekend, like you're fucking killing it, like you're opening for a guy, right? Your headliners not being able to follow you, and then. Like, right before you go on the Saturday Late Show, a guy comes up and kicks you in the larynx. just flattens your throat.
And never
then he's
perform
like,
again.
and then the guy's like, yeah, tonight's show's canceled because the guy kicked a guy in the larynx, and he goes on to have a career, and you're like, I'm used to be.
You're just fucked.
Jesus Christ! Like that. Oh, thank you very much. Look at this. This is why we keep him around. He brings
That's right,
alcohol.
I'm a bartender.
You are drinking Gatorade by the pound. That's amazing.
Right, speaking of hockey, you just can't get it out of me. You know?
It looks like the old green peanut.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what that
we used
means.
to play when I was a kid. If you found the green peanut, you were the mayor.
You want to know something crazy that happened in the RV this summer? We were speaking of Walmart parking lots. Not once, but twice in Lethbridge. I got to go back, and I'm sorry for this, Lethbridge.
They may not know where Lethbridge is because there's quite a few one English viewer. Lethbridge is a small town in southern Alberta, and Alberta is like our Texas,
right?
Basically, without the fault on tits.
I woke up, like I was like sleeping in the RV in the Walmart, and there was like just loud machinery running at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, this is insane. And I'm like, is someone trying to get in? What is going on? It sounds like someone's mowing the fucking lawn.
Yeah.
And then I wake up the next day and I look, and you know what? They painted the entire parking lot in Walmart. Except where I parked. And so then I pull out and I look and I go, oh fuck. And then I was performing at the club that weekend, and I go and do the show and I'm talking about it there, and they're like, oh my god, they're like, dude, they repaint that parking lot once every 5 years. They're like, that's gonna be an empty spot.
No.
And here's the big kicker. So then after the show, I go in after the weekend. It's my last night there, and I was hanging out with like the club owner. And then left her place, and I'm like, I want to go do a workout, and it's late, and I go to Anytime Fitness. That's also where I shower. And I'm like, go there. Oh, dude, it's the best. That's how you shower. It's like $20 a month, and I get free showers. And
anyone wants to be a comedian.
Yeah, we want to know what it's
where
like.
It ends.
Yeah, this is where over 50 million views online gets you.
Yeah.
Absolutely on fire.
Yeah.
You know?
And this is the kind of guest 12 views online gets you. So I guess you're trying to find.
Oh, God.
He's the Joe Rogan of Lethbridge parking lot.
So here's what happens. I go to Anytime Fitness, and I go do my workout, come outside.
Oh, no.
No fucking way. They repainted the Anytime Fitness parking lot.
And you're there.
And I'm there. And they couldn't paint.
That's fucking hilarious.
2 in 1 weekend. And I'm like, this company must have just got contracted to go and do a bunch of parking lots, and I fucked up 2 of them.
Here's the thing. Would you be, like the first time, yeah, but the second time, would you be mad at them if they just painted over your RV? Like the lines, like would you almost be like, yeah, fair enough. You got racing stripes now, but they're sideways.
Well, that's what I thought, because that was exactly the thing where I go, this is why they won't let us stay in fucking Walmart.
Yeah, just in
They're
case
like,
they want to
look
paint
at what
it.
happened. All these hippies stayed in our lot. Oh, they fucked it up. Like,
for people who don't know, Alex has his name on the side of his RV too. So if you ever want to get in touch with him and complain about how you couldn't paint the fucking parking lot,
dude, so, that's gonna be my promo. When I go back to Lethbridge, I'm gonna make a video of me out there with a roller painting. I'm sorry,
you should have just signed it. You should have just signed it like Banksy or whatever, and just be like, that's a Banksy now.
And then just cut it out in the cement.
The thing is, nobody knows who Banksy is. So Banksy could be anybody, right? Theoretically.
He's a dirt biker.
He's a dirt biker, you think? You think Banksy's a dirt biker?
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think that?
Huh?
In England, in London?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of dirt bikes?
Yeah. No, he's just I got it.
Hello?
That's why he gets away with it. He just flees
My Spidey Spencers are onto that guy. I know who it is.
Oh, who is it?
Oh, it's I can't. Who do you think it is?
Who do I think it is?
Yeah.
I thought for a while it was Prince Charles, but
Absolutely
he's busy
not.
now.
No.
That would be amazing.
Have you
But it would
guys
all
seen
be like, God, die, Queen. You know, like.
Oh yeah, that's why Starlink, the internet. So now I can watch shows for free.
Oh yeah, there you go, Starlink.
I don't know.
So
with
you've
my
got
brain.
Starlink internet.
So,
now.
yeah, so now I get to watch shows.
I didn't even know Starlink
and you know
was
the best
online.
part is, oh dude, it's the best. So they have RV Starlink now. So it's satellite internet. You get it anywhere you want. And now what I used to have to do, I used to have to hang out in these city areas because I needed cell service to do my job.
Yeah.
Now, dude, I can fuck right off.
Yeah, you
like
can be
I
out
can
in the
just
bush.
be like, see you guys later,
Yeah.
and I am out in the woods in the middle of nowhere.
And they're trying to paint trees while you're parked.
Yeah, dude.
You're like, oh, shut up, bitch.
We're clear cutting this forest today, and you're in the middle of it.
just wake up and every tree around you is gone. And you're like, what the fuck? I love the idea that maybe that would work to your advantage, though. You know, you're parked in a parking lot. There's a terrorist attack. Everyone around you is blown up. You're like, what the fuck? I got this weird little force field. This is your own island. You're just traveling around.
How do you connect to Starlink?
Like
how do you
satellite.
connect your internet? So it's you just.
So there's a satellite dish on my roof of the RV.
Okay.
And then it goes, it's like comes into a router, just like you would have anywhere, like a modem. And then that just puts out Wi-Fi.
How's your upload, though? Is it bad? Is your upload slow?
Oh, it's not too bad. Dude, it honestly is.
Because I know
like,
satellite was always like a download was okay.
No, dude, it's amazing. Like the ping is like 30 milliseconds. Like it's phenomenal. Like it's.
So should I be quitting my internet and just getting a satellite here?
No, because there's no, it doesn't benefit you in any way unless you're like mobile. Like it doesn't make sense. Like it's more money. It's
Do you hear that, terrorists?
It's 190 a month.
Do you need to get online? In the U.S. have cut off your internet service.
Dude, I didn't know.
So, but it just gives you internet anyway. So, like what we do, like brought out on my parents' boat this year. Does this work the whole time there? You just put it wherever you want, and then you have internet everywhere. So, like we anchored in the middle of the ocean, and then you just have internet. It was great.
I gotta ask you about that. I got a boat question for you.
Right.
How do anchors work in the middle of the ocean? Is it a sea anchor?
So
is it like a parachute thing under the water?
Well, no. Like I don't know.
Okay, good.
But I know.
He just knows that when the fish are gone around him when he wakes up. Like they fished everywhere.
Where they drain the ocean?
What is going on with my life?
Why are they removing the ocean in this part of the ocean today? We're doing an ocean resurfacing?
Alex, great show, but the audience left around everywhere since around the stage when you were on.
Everywhere you go, there's just a leap.
Because you live on a big old boat.
They hit the bottom, right? Like the thing is, we can only anchor, like I think the boat only has like 250 feet of anchor.
You fucking loser.
I know, right? So
I have no idea what any of that means.
So you can only.
So if we were here, we'd be fucked. We couldn't. No. This is 250 feet.
We're fine. This is probably. You think it's 250 feet?
No. This is less than that.
This is less. Yeah,
this is less than that. This is pretty good, though.
Dude, that's pretty crazy to look down and think that's not 250. We gotta get a lot of chain, I guess.
Well, how many?
But you put the chain out at 3 to 1 or 5 to 1.
Okay. What does that mean?
So like for every depth, like so if you want to put in 50 feet of water, you need to put 250 feet of chain. So it's a 5 to 1 angle so that it sets the anchor good. 3 to 1 is safe. 3 to 1 is okay. But
so
5 to 1 is
digs
safe.
Into the
7 to 1. Yeah, it just digs and you actually set it. So you drop it.
So how do you get it out?
You drop it and then you put in reverse of it and how you have to get it out is you have to drive forward over it.
Oh, okay.
So because it hooks itself in and then it's stuck in there and then what happens is then your boat just pivots around it. And then when you want to go, dude, it's very sketchy to set the anchor like your first few times because you're like the whole time you're going, we're fucking moving, right? Yeah. Like we're getting closer to the shore, we're getting closer to that boat, right?
Yeah.
Especially because the spots that you anchor are generally like they're all in the shallow bays. Like you can only anchor up to like the deep spots you can't. You have to be in these bays. So these bays fill up. So there's like a ton of boats.
That's what freaks me about it. It's like, what if you're sleeping and you hit a boat?
Well, that's what the concern is. So what you do, you have a thing called, what is it called? It's like your anchor. It's like an anchor alarm, but they usually have like a fancy name for them. But what it does is it sets a radius on your GPS around you for your swing. And then if your boat goes outside of that, the alarm goes off. And then you got to wake up and be like, okay, we're
So you have to rely on someone else also doing that.
Yeah,
someone not fucking up.
Oh, for sure.
So like if you're doing your thing, you're like middle of the night and then some hobo boat shows up and he's like, I'm going to just anchor wherever the fuck I want. Aliens or whatever. And he just anchors there. And then it's just like you're in your nice old boat and then he's in his crazy, I don't know, steamship or whatever.
Yeah.
And it flips around and it hits it. And then he's like, I don't care, steamship. And he just fucks off, and you're fucked.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't trust boat people at all.
No, I don't trust them either.
That's not about the Vietnamese. Sorry, I gotta keep saying that because we get a lot of letters about Mikey.
The line from Basketball. They're like trying to like so he's like, how do you say vagina or something? He's like, San Francisco. How do you say something? Whatever. Anyway, Basketball, the guy does it and he gets called a foul. They're like, no, you can't do that. He's like, what? That wasn't a gay joke. That was an Australian joke.
I boat stuff.
So
always
the boat,
fascinates me.
The crazy one is that it's like, so if your boat's 50 feet and you put out 5 to 1, so then you got like the swing is like 200 feet, 250 feet that you could be swinging in a radius. So you have to have a pretty big thing. Because even if a 50-foot boat is like even just straight up and down, that's like
it's still 50 feet,
that's a pretty good swing, right? So then you're like when it's like 3-1 or 5-1, you're really.
So what about these mega yachts? These giant Russian mega yacht things?
Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know those things, but those have like dual anchors. You see those? They have two that come out each side. So some of them will have the stern.
Oh, the stern anchor.
Stern anchor. Yeah, that's a good one. So that one
for years that was Artie Lang. It's not as good anymore.
Darn it, Artie.
Sorry, I can't help myself. Because I'm not a nautical person, but my parents are thinking about moving to a place where they will get a boat.
Right.
And I have told them
boats are the best.
I've told them they need to get a boat. First of all, that I can live on.
Yes.
Because I've seen how well it works for you.
Yes. And, it's amazing. If I recommend, if you're gonna go boat life or RV life, honestly, I don't know, because either way, do you know how hard it is getting girls into either of them?
I like it's the Pepsi challenge for homelessness.
Like the white van is definitely like that's like a trigger, like red warrant, like don't get in the guy's white van.
Yeah, I think
like
goes with like
but the other side is like, dude, no, girls are more interested in a boat, but getting a girl on a boat, they're like, dude, this is like you're gonna murder.
A lot of people have seen Dexter.
Like that is way more. They're like, now I'm on the water, and like I've brought girls back to the boat, and the first thing that's was the boat's not leaving the dock, right? And you're like, well, where did you think was happening here?
You're like, I don't know, 5-1 or some shit. I got no idea. We just tied up the ropes. I said rope. And
dude, it's crazy.
It's a pretty. I've been on your boat. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty fancy boat.
Oh, that's
a pretty fucking nice boat. Well, no,
but,
I mean you don't have to tell anybody that. Nobody knows.
Dude, I love it, man. I love being on the boat.
It's like it's like a huge. Like he's like, this is one of the many bedrooms. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm paying like so much money a month for like 700 square feet. Well, dude, it doesn't even float, and I can't go anywhere.
Living on the boat was what made me realize I could live in an RV. Was because I lived on they had a much smaller boat. Like my parents have always had boats. They started with like a 20-foot that we had on a trailer that we would go like ocean fishing on.
I like the idea of that.
And then they went to like a 32-foot, then a 40-foot. Now they got like a 53 because they just retired and they bought their forever boat. And
the forever boat.
Yeah, they've been looking at this thing forever.
Forever boat.
Sounds like an Elton John album. The Forever Boat.
I just picture your dad running across the dock, just hugging the front of the boat. In the arms of an angel. Forever. I didn't know that song was about heroin. Anyway.
Really? You didn't know that?
Yeah, I thought it was about dogs on heroin.
Have you guys seen The Mole? That's what I was going to say. No. I started watching a show on the Netflix called The Mole. It's super fun because it's like, dude, I've never watched a game show. I just don't watch TV.
Is that like
getting into this TV thing?
Is this your first game show you've ever seen?
Oh, yeah. It's my first full game show I've watched. Like, I've watched all the episodes.
You've never watched other game shows?
I've watched them.
Jeopardy?
Never a full episode of Jeopardy. Are you kidding? All I know is the guy's named Alex Trebek, and none of the answers are possible.
Well, he's not anymore, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Alex, what is the previous host of Jeopardy?
Watched was
what is it, Doc?
Wheel of Fortune.
Anyway. Sorry, that's just fucking terrible. Nobody can even talk to him. He's like, what is it, Doc? Actually, what is cancer?
For 400.
Ask how much time do I have left? Ding, ding, ding. Oh, fuck! Sorry, I don't know where those Trebek jokes came from. I actually really like the guy, but fuck it. Nobody's watching.
Cancer,
sorry.
Just teching up all.
No, strokes, cancer. Yeah, fuck you. You got illness. You got something that's not your fault. Come to me.
I like it.
Yeah, well, I just had a fucking haircut and I shaved my beard off. So I mean, Yevgeny beard off.
Dude, I gotta get a haircut.
Do this where the person fucks up the back and then doesn't tell you.
Yeah, the mole. So basically, it's a game show where there's like a bunch of contestants. There's one person that's a contestant that's trying to fuck everyone over. They're an insider, and the whole game is like how you got to figure out who is the bad one here.
Sounds like comedy.
So then,
you beat me to it, you fucking asshole.
You're taking a sip.
I literally had a mouthful of booze, and I was about to say open mic night, and you fucking beat me. God damn it! He can't win them all.
So the guy
apparently, and
hey, come on!
Hey, you live on either water or wheels. You don't have a fucking choice in this.
I always win. I'm a winner.
You're winning. You killing me.
Yeah, you're winning. You're on this podcast, aren't you? Things are going great.
Yep.
Shoot for the stars. Shoot for the Starlink. Yeah, you did dress fancy.
No, this is my chilling attire. This is my boating attire. That's why it's blue and you roll the sleeves up.
Boating attire?
Yeah, it makes you feel very nautical.
It does look. It's a boating attire. I like it. I do like that. I do like that.
You normally would wear flip flops.
You know, with your boating attire.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you would wear
summertime.
slacks on the boat?
What'd you just call me?
It's like snakes on a plane, slacks on a boat. What's with these motherfucking slacks on this motherfucking boat? And all it is the boat just keeps going in circles around the
Slack
anchor.
tie. Slack tie.
Slack tide. There we go. We can. There, fucking nautical term.
Slack tie. That's what you want to be doing stuff.
I put the naughty in nautical. All right, ladies, come on the boat. No,
I don't know if you do. I don't think
I
so.
don't. No, I don't. I put the maroon in marooned. Does anyone call anyone a maroon anymore? What a maroon? No.
No. That was ever since that guy cheated on his wife from
Which
Maroon
guy?
5.
Oh, Maroon 5. Oh, yeah. Did he actually cheat, or was he just creepy? Because
Dude, that was some coked up texting. I've ever seen it, dude. If I've ever seen some coked up texts, that was what that was. Like, I'm gonna name my unborn child after you. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Not even joking. If I do that, like I'm just gonna, and you're like, dude, how many grams have you done tonight?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ! Like, look, that sounds like a good text now, but in the morning, buddy.
And he wakes up. Did I fucking text you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna name my kid
Oh
after.
my god, dude!
I love that his
Dude,
response
I
was,
feel-
he's like, I may have crossed a line. You think? He may have done a line.
Oh my
Never mind crossed one. You didn't cross any.
He typoed. He meant to say I did
I
line.
did the
Cross the line. Yeah.
A?
Oh my god!
What I mean, that's the thing is like, okay, look at that situation.
hilarious.
The Maroon 5
Well, that's
thing,
where
right?
you gotta have your drugs and your text, all that in line if you're going to be famous.
This is what you need.
Like if you're getting to that
what you
level
need.
of fame, you really
Yeah.
gotta start like working on
this is what you have. If for the young people out there who are about to get famous, like Alex and I, like as famous as we are, have someone who a sober person. You pay this person in your entourage to take your phone away and make sure you don't get into too much shit and you're not being recorded if you want to fuck around. That's his entire job, and it's got to be because there's no way a woman will let you get away with the shit you're going to do. You have to have someone who's just like, hey, you're going to do a bunch of drugs
But
tonight?
I would
Give me
have
your
a
phone.
burner phone. You know what I would need? I would need someone to trick me. They would have to inception me.
Yeah.
And give me a phone that has all the wrong
fake one?
numbers.
That's how you know you got a
and then
good one.
I think I'm texting chicks.
You're just texting landlines?
But really, it's freaking, just me texting
She's
you
just
guys. And I'm
texting
like,
landlines.
send me your kids.
You're just texting landlines, and some poor 70-year-old woman gets up and gets that weird robot voice, like, "Oh my God, your body is
dude.
fucking ridiculous." And you're like, "Oh, Adam Levine. Adam Levine's been drinking again."
Dude, that was the move they did to Bobby Ryan from the Anaheim Ducks hockey player.
What? No,
So
no,
what they did to Bobby Ryan, because he was staying with who was the coach of the Ducks at the time? I forget. Anyway, so he's a young,
Smitherman.
young rookie, right? Coming
Nailed
into the
it.
NHL, living with the coach, and so what the guys on the team did.
He was living with the coach?
very common.
They do that?
Oh yeah, like Crosby lived with Mario Lemieux.
It's
What?
a little weird. It's true. Yeah, but it's what they do.
Why?
To teach him the ropes.
How
and,
big is the coach's house? How many rookies do they get?
Oh well, you get
Oh,
3 rookie. Why do you think there's so many scandals in hockey now?
Jesus fucking
You're like,
Christ.
the whole
I didn't know
slush.
Three
that.
virgin rookies each
That's some
coach gets.
Scientology
You
shit.
got 1 virgin a year. If you win the cup, you get 3.
Exactly.
Okay?
Holy shit, what's your number? Is it under 18? Like, what the fuck? Jesus. Hold on, I didn't know. I need to process this. Give me a second. So, if you make the NHL
Oh yeah.
and you sign your contract, you're like, oh shit, finally, I'm so excited that I've been playing for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. That's really exciting. Who do I have to live with? And some guy's like, yeah, you're on the pullout, but I don't care. Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
You even drink water like a hockey player.
Oh my God, he does, yes. He looks like a goalie who's flipped up his mask.
I need a break.
But he also drinks water like a porn star. You know what I mean?
That's not how they drink water. They don't drink water like that. I've seen the porn.
Yeah, you don't do shit like that on water. Adam Levine wasn't on water. Yeah, sorry,
been.
that's weird. So what were you saying? Sorry,
So
I cut you
Bobby
off.
Ryan, he's living with a coach. So what the players do to fuck with them, and this is one of the greatest tricks you can do. You go in the person's phone. Now you just change their girlfriend's number
Oh my God.
to your number.
Oh my god.
Right.
God.
So now you think he thought he was texting his girlfriend. Now he was texting the coach. So he's in the coach's basement being like, hey, I'm thinking about you.
Oh, no.
And the coach is like, what? He's like, oh, I wish you were here with me right now.
Oh, no.
And the coach is like, well, what is going on? And then,
Oh, no.
The coach was like, I'm kind of hard.
imagine how bad that could go.
no.
Dude, so I did, after I heard
Stick
about
handling
this,
right now. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I wish you were dragging my toes. Toe drag this.
Show me that 5-hole.
I'm good at getting in the back door. I'd go bar down with you all night.
I want to get 2 minutes for fucking. 2 minutes for fucking.
Too many men.
That
Too
would
many
be,
men.
That would be a fucking
God.
great hockey biography. 2 minutes for fucking. I'm sorry. There's just so many entendres. I didn't mean it.
But then they did what I learned from that. I was like, hey, I then did this to a coworker. And dude, it was awful. I was like, so we went to a coworker at the mill, and I'm like, dude, we changed his wife's number to my number. So, and then I texted.
Oh, okay. At least it's you.
And I was like, hey, we have to talk when you get home.
Oh no, no.
And this guy was already going through like marital hardship.
Oh no.
He picked up his phone in the lunchroom, looked, and you could see his eyes, and he's almost starting to like tear up, and I'm like, and me and the other guys look at each other like, we gotta tell.
Oh,
We're like,
shit.
Mikey, and he's like, yeah. And we're like, Mikey. So it's me, I'm your wife. And he was like, dude, I felt so bad. I was like,
put the one bullet in his revolver.
dude, on the drive home. He's like, Jesus Christ, he's fucked.
She said that she wants to watch hockey with me. When I got home, she didn't want to watch hockey with me.
Just throws himself in the power boiler like, fuck.
And that's how they caught Hitler, hey?
Oh,
They
yeah.
changed the numbers in his phone. He's like, so funny you're doing right now. I'm thinking about taking over Poland.
Your body is ridiculous.
And Neville Chamberlain was like, no, no longer peace in our time. That's how Winston Churchill was. He was just texting Churchill the whole time by accident. He thought he was texting Goering, and he just fucking texting Churchill. Like, what's going on right now with the Luftwaffe? How are you doing? He's like, how many planes do we have? Let's get random. Good? Ready?
Okay, Mike, answer me a question.
Random.
Has anyone ever saved your life?
In the form of a question.
Oh. I don't know what they
We need more of an inflection. Has anyone saved your life?
Has anyone saved your life?
This person has saved your life. Do that.
Oh, this person has saved your life.
What is
before.
nobody? Sorry, Alex Trebek.
I get it. That's
a
a
so has anybody ever saved your life?
Metaphorically, yes. Physically, I don't think so.
I can 100% guarantee they have. 100%.
Oh, shoot.
I know something you don't know.
Oh, it's because I'm overweight.
So
if I
no,
would've-
it's nothing to do with your weight.
My dialysis.
Flip. That'll help him. Just a janitor comes by. Why do they always leave this off? And the guy's like, ah! Because that's the button that makes Hulks. No, you said metaphorically. Go with the metaphorically.
Yes.
Explain that, and then I'll tell you why I know 100% physically.
Oh, well, that would be you, Mr. King.
Oh, fuck off.
Because if you want to know
If
why
this
I'm
is living,
homeless
you're
living in a van, this is the guy. So I used to have a good job, had a house, making 6 figures a year. Mr. King came. I had a house.
He had a fucking house. I was in
I
it.
owned a duplex. I was a landlord.
He had a big old couch.
I was a lord of
Yeah,
the
he had
land
a big
before
desk.
he showed up.
Yeah, he was a landlord.
This guy said, "Hey kid, you're pretty funny." Next thing you know, I'm homeless, unemployed, living in Flin Flon, Manitoba.
Yeah, here's what happened from my point of view. I was doing a gig in Prince George, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, "I really want to try comedy." I was like, "Okay, cool. I really want to do comedy." I was like, "Okay, cool. Fucking good for you." And then he did a set, and it was fine and everything. And then the next time I saw him, he's like, "Can you come do my podcast? I really want to do comedy." We chatted, and he's like, "I really want to do comedy full time." And I was like, okay, I hear this a lot, but like if you're serious, like yeah, fuck, I'll help out as much as I can because I believe in that, right? But I also 99.9% of the time people don't fucking, they're not serious because they get one bad show and they're like, and they try and hang themselves, the rope breaks, and they go and try and get a job to buy better rope, and then they're like the benefits. So that's how it works. And this fucking guy called my bluff, and so the next he's like, hey, I quit my job. I got nowhere to live. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I sold my house. Can I be a comedian now? It's like, It's like, first of all, you had a house, you're not a comedian. And so, like, yeah, so then it was just like, literally, like, I was like, oh, shit, like, I don't want to, it's like breaking a mirror, 7 years of bad luck. I broke a person, so it's like 20 years if I don't fix it. So anyway, that's what I ended up. But it's been, it's been one of these things where it's like, I really believe that one of the great things about being a comedian, if you're actually in it for a long time, is that you can help people who want. Like, I have nothing but time for people who are who work hard and take it seriously and but also have fun with it. Like, basically, if you're not a dick and you work hard.
You ever had that happen? Your neck tenses up? Yeah. I don't know. It's just you get stuck, and it feels like your jugular.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's having a stroke, and a callback to the first bit. He's now actually having a stroke.
See, this is how you know he's a comedian. He wouldn't let me give him praise without fucking pretending to injure himself. This is how you know.
Just
no, and then
on in here.
So that is that. I mean, metaphoric. I mean, that's far too high a praise. I think that what I did was what anybody would do, which is if someone asks you for some sort of assistance and you have experience in that area, you just share it. That's all you do.
Yeah, but that's not true because I messaged every headliner. That's what I did. I messaged every headliner and said, "Hey,"
and I was the only one.
He's the only one who answered. Not a single other one answered.
It's like because
I remember
dear Ivan Decker.
Boy.
Ivan's like pistachio. And fuck yeah. I would love to see the responses you got from like Eddie Pepitone and shit. The world is burning.
Never.
Just Todd Glass getting back to you. What if you didn't? You're like, I love the idea.
We have enough of you.
Oh my god, that's fucking great. I can guarantee that your life is being 100% physically saved. You will not remember it. But if you have ever had a child, you have saved that child's life probably at least a dozen times before it makes it to the age of 7.
Oh, I watched my friend stick a screwdriver in an outlet when I was a kid.
Yeah, I save my kids' life all the fucking time.
Did you know that you can stick a screwdriver in an outlet and not get shocked as long as you do it on the neutral side?
Okay.
So, it's crazy. And
but who doesn't know what a neutral side is? A toddler. They don't fucking know what a neutral side is.
As long as it's wired right, the one that has power is the littler one. You know, when you look at a plug and there's the three things, and there's like the little one and the taller one?
Yeah.
The little one's the hot one. It's
May I say...
Now, if they wired it wrong, then you're going to get caught.
May I say that if you're sticking a screwdriver in an outlet, you're not wired right yourself. So,
dude, it's pretty fun. Dude, that is something that I think has led to the small amount of success I have had in comedy or anything.
Just screwdrivers.
No, yes. Yeah, I am willing to stick screwdrivers.
Your closer.
He actually doesn't have any success at all. He's just brain is fried from electricity. He's like, things are going well.
I'm in a van.
We just busted him out on a day pass. He's got to go back to the farm.
My RV is actually just driving in circles like the Truman Show. I just never leave the parking lot. I'm like, I'm touring
It's just a rope sticking out to the middle of the Walmart parking lot and it fucking goes around.
On a peg. My RV's on a peg and I just drive and it just tugs me around.
And the guys with the paint are actually the helpers who are going to put a jacket on you. Come on! They keep painting around my RV!
Well, I got booked on the other side of the parking lot today. Well, the bookings just keep coming in.
Oh man, you're moving on up to the handicap space.
You're moving into the Anytime Fitness parking lot this weekend.
But I think that's the thing. As a kid, as a parent, you just save your kid's life all the time. It's just. I used to have a joke about how kids are like suicide machines. They will literally just like, don't do that, don't put that, don't put that. You'll fucking because if you don't do that, they will kill themselves.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how humans survived because I can't imagine Viking gave a
Dude,
fuck.
Well, that's what I just watched. Have you seen the Island of Seawolves?
No, I have not.
Okay.
What's that about?
It's a Vancouver Island. It's just a nature documentary, all filmed on Vancouver Island. And it's like, when you watch it, you just realize how fragile, like, all the life is. Like, it's just a bunch of things, having animals, having babies, and then trying to keep their babies alive. Yeah, it's fucking... And other shit eating their babies. And you're like, holy fuck, dude.
Louis C.K. had a great bit.
What's our next question?
Hold on a second. Louis C.K. had a great bit. It was like, can I show you this? Is it okay with you? Anyways, Louis C.K. had a great bit about... all animals die in agony. He's like, no animals die in, every animal just dies in miserable agony.
Oh my God.
Like, and it's just such a great bit because it's like I'm not a fan of trophy hunting in any aspect, but I do believe that if you go out in the woods and you shoot one deer and you fucking kill it instantly, that's probably better than it getting to the end of its life and being torn apart by wolves. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that's slightly
Apparently
better.
that's the DMT, though. kicking
DMT?
in. Dude, that's what they're saying.
Pull up that picture of the chimp.
Dude, have you seen that Nature is Metal?
No.
On
No.
Instagram, dude, it's the craziest Instagram account. It's called Nature is Metal. I think
it's like savage.
I think it's a typo. It's supposed to say mental, but it says metal.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it is the rawest nature footage you'll see. You'll just see a pack of lions eating a hippo who's still alive, and they start eating it from the asshole.
Oh,
and
my
I guess
God.
it seems very common. They start eating the animal from the asshole, and I guess it's just the
No
easiest
teeth
way to get in.
Yeah.
But the animal's sitting there, and it's just getting eaten, and you're just looking, and you're like, it's dying.
Yeah.
And it's just getting eaten by lions, and it's
And
like,
you know what, though?
you're not even moving, buddy.
As a
Like,
hippo, as a hippo,
but apparently,
you're a
that's
shit
the
hippo.
DMT.
Yeah.
Apparently, your brain lets all the DMT out.
So he's talking
and
to aliens
He's,
right there.
yeah, he's in another, like,
He's just listening to the Rogan podcast in his head. He's like, who's on this week? Before he slowly goes to sleep while he's listening to Jamie pulling up a clip. Like, hey.
I did DMT once. That might be why Revelstoke's my favorite place.
DMT.
Dude, I did it at Revelstoke.
The DMTs, that's where you get your new license?
Yep.
Anyway, have you guys gone to the
Have you gone to DMT?
DMV and done DMT? Doing DMT at the DMV. It's fine. I'm happy to wait. What do you want your license plate to say? DMT, DMT. You can't do the DMTs.
Oi, DMT. Oi.
You did DMT?
Oh yeah, dude, it's the crazy. It was one of the scariest things ever. And I skydived for years. Did like all the extreme sports you can do.
For years? How high were you?
How high? Oh,
It's like, how high up were you? And it took you that long to get down.
No
I
way,
started on Jupiter.
you think Mars is far?
But what are you, like Starlink? You were up there passing.
Installing it.
Yeah.
Right, DMT. Dude, it's the one time where like you go full kaleidoscope. Like like I've done all the other psychedelics,
Yeah.
but this one is like you can have your eyes wide open, and I could be sitting in this room, and you do it, and you're like, I don't know where I am.
Wow.
Like nothing, like eyes wide open. Like normally, like, and that's what I thought drugs were like. Psychedelics were like when you first hear about them. You hear like you eat mushrooms, and then you're gonna see like a leprechaun riding a
think it's
rainbow
like a
and a dragon,
physical cartoon
and you're
or
like,
something,
you
yeah.
do it, and you're like, okay, well, the walls look like they're breathing.
Yes,
Like,
exactly,
You're like,
yes.
There's a little in and out thing, but you're like, I'm not seeing stuff. Like
Yeah.
nothing that isn't there is appearing, and then you do DMT.
You start texting your hockey coach. Sorry.
I'm just trying to move up a line or two.
What are you up to right now? I'm on the astral plane. Maybe you shouldn't come to practice tomorrow.
But yeah, everything just honeycomb and like the brightest colors you've ever seen, and you're just not where you were before. It's the one that you do where I'm like, there's something.
How long does
after
it
you're done.
last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, that's it? Not that long, eh?
No,
How
no.
did you smoke it?
Vape pen.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, dude.
DMT's already vape.
Jesus
Dude.
fucking Christ.
Yeah, man.
He vaped DMT. That is the most Joe Rogan thing I've ever heard anyone say. I vape DMT. You know?
Yep.
I tried it once. We tried to do it. I probably shouldn't say this. We tried to do it out of a light bulb.
Okay.
Kind of a light bulb?
Yeah, that's how you know.
How does that work?
Because you can't directly
You're
put
like, I've got
flame
an
on
idea.
it, so you're trying to cook it. It's essentially a homemade crack pipe, but
homemade crack pipe.
we were young.
What is
We were
I mean,
young.
I know nothing about narcotics. I'm just
That's
not
okay.
a drug guy. So DMT, is it like a paste? Is it like a rock? How is it done? Like a crystal, like a meth
It comes
type
in a
rock?
vape pen, dude.
It comes in a vape pen. You can just buy it at the 7-Eleven.
That's a great question. actually. I
What'll
don't
keep me up
remember.
all night?
No, dude. At the time I've seen it, looked like it was just like almost like a tar or something.
So it's like a
I don't know, though. I have no
heroin
idea.
thing.
I'm speaking out of school. I have no
Okay.
idea.
And ayahuasca's big in Vancouver now.
Is it big in Vancouver now? Why would you want to do ayahuasca in
Joe
Vancouver?
Rogan was all about doing ayahuasca in Vancouver.
In
and I was like,
Vancouver?
yeah.
You know
Who
why?
did?
I don't know his name, but he was like he's like a psychedelic researcher. Well, he wasn't originally, but then he became one.
Anyone could be a
Once he
psychedelic
got addicted, once he
researcher.
tried, once like, all right, I'm not
They
going to
just take
research
drugs and don't go to work.
Gabor Mate?
I've been a marijuana
Mate?
researcher
Stuff with
for a while.
psychedelics.
Oh, I love that. Gabor Mate. Have you ever had that with like tequila?
Yeah.
Gabor Mate.
What's our next question?
What kind of appetizers do we have? We have Gabor Mate.
Compliments.
And
one of those
balloons.
names. Gabor Mate and balloons. What a great birthday party for a 5-year-old. What's another
What's my
one?
next one?
They added ads to this. Every now and then ads pop up. I guess they're blowing
that's
up
fine.
the name.
You read the ads. I don't give a shit. We don't have any sponsors.
If you could choose any 2 famous people to have lunch or dinner with, who would it be and why?
Okay, if you pick people I can do impressions of, we can do it now.
Ooh, yeah.
No, honestly,
Arnold
who would it be, though?
Schwarzenegger,
Who would it
Michael
be?
Caine.
Who would I want it? Like, if we're just talking celebrity?
Anybody's for you.
Anybody. It doesn't even have to be like a
I know,
Hollywood
but
celebrity,
they're
like
so
anyone
hard.
famous from history.
They're so hard because I would
Or does it have to be
love.
alive?
My favorite guy in the whole world is Eminem.
Yeah.
I love Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't feel like I would learn a lot from
No.
Eminem.
He'd learn not to eat spaghetti.
But I think I'm sure he's got a lot to learn. Don't eat that. And would teach me a lot. He's a very great dude. I've heard he's amazing too. I've heard he's so nice. He
probably is a lovely person.
I know a lady. Actually, so my ex-girlfriend, who was a model, one of her friends was in one of like Eminem's music videos.
Oh, really? Was she one of the peanuts or one of the chocolate
fat
ones?
chicks. It was for like they needed a fat chick for this video.
And I didn't get the call. Thanks, manager.
Anyway,
She's
apparently
useless.
Eminem was like the sweetest guy because they're like using her to be like a big old lady in the video, right?
Yeah.
But he was like, "Hey, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous," like, and was like so sweet to her. It was like,
eat this muffin weird on camera.
We want you to be extra loaded for the shoot.
But anyway, so I would go maybe another famous person. Who do I really like? Oh,
Macklemore.
Macklemore. Macklemore's my favorite. I would go, how did you know?
I know you well. That's
She likes Macklemore. I was going to say Macklemore, but I didn't want to say it because I was hoping they'd hear my name, but that's fine. Because I'll have lunch with you anytime.
He's saying Macklemore? Like, yes, I'm a king.
I drove the RV while you cook bacon. I'll fucking give a shit.
Amazing.
Motherfucker cooked bacon on the bumpiest road in the world, and he's like, I'm going to cook bacon.
All the
I'm
way
like,
back
what
from
are
the
you
Northwest
doing?
Territories. Just flying on the highway.
Even your dog was looking at you like, you're fucking stupid, dude. Like, I've seen you do a lot of dumb shit in this RV.
Amazing. I love cooking while you're moving.
You're
Oh, that's great.
Dude, you know what?
He's like, hold on a second. He cooks bacon, the most volatile food. Bacon's a food that'll fuck you when you're not paying attention on land, like not moving.
Could you have cooked anything more dangerous?
It would have been pretty fucking great. You know what you get? Like,
Nobody's sweet. It's caught on fire, and then the fire's on fire, and we're ripping down the highway.
Yeah, just like, and your name is like, like holy shit, is he a daredevil? In a way. In his own way. That's amazing. So Eminem and Mac. So 2 rappers.
Just two white rappers. You know what I didn't
Completely
notice?
opposite too, kind of.
You know what I really didn't
they're very
notice
different.
is that someone pointed that out. They're like, you only listen to white rappers. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even.
Because you're racist.
Well, that's what they're saying. That's what they're implying. And I was like, what do you mean? I didn't even know. I'm like going through a list of like people on my plate. Dude, honestly, I don't listen to a lot of.
Maybe you just don't like
Listen
hearing
to
the
Nas.
N-word.
Yep.
You know, maybe you're offended by the N-word. And
Yep.
maybe that's how not racist you are. It's just so not racist that you
Yeah.
can't.
Who else?
But you like the R word.
I guess you
Eminem
could
uses
listen
the
to
R
Will
word a
Smith.
lot.
Yeah, there's not a lot
What's
of
the
R word.
Right.
Doesn't he? Didn't he?
Yeah, for sure. But you're not allowed, and the F word.
Yeah, the F word.
But you can't say that one anymore.
The RF word. Are those F words?
Do you know
F
why
those
you
R
don't
words.
say the F word anymore in hip hop?
Why?
Kanye West. He
Kanye
spoke up.
West?
He said stop using the word faggot in hip hop.
Oh, really?
Really?
There's
Oh, that's nice for him.
His cousin was.
And he said that.
Yes.
And then he's also like,
that was
whatever
what he made
Kanye
sense.
West is up to.
Now I don't know. I'm not going to quote him so much
he wore
anymore.
a White Lives Matter shirt? Is that what he did?
And he's got some issues with some. Yeah, he's
I
getting
think
out
he's
there.
got some issues.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. You're just getting to see like a celebrity who has like
He's bipolar as
severe like mental
yeah.
health
He's seriously-
issues with a
seriously
large
mentally sick.
following,
Yeah.
right?
He has-
With
he
a
has
voice,
and
a way to
billion
voice
dollars.
it.
Millions of dollars, a massive following, absolutely no one telling him no. Although I have seen that some rappers have come out and been like, you need to shut up now.
Yeah,
Because
well,
it's
you
becoming
Diddy's
a
like,
problem.
Diddy's like borderline threatening to kill him.
Have you
Yeah.
seen that?
Is
like,
Diddy saying that? I didn't.
Well, he's like, well, pull up, nothing physical.
and you gotta
pull
listen to
up.
Diddy because he's not fucking around when he says he'll kill you.
Yeah, it's just
It's like that. Hey, that's because he killed Tupac.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna let it out there and just float around, but you can do
No,
whatever you
he
want.
killed Tupac.
I
I
thought he killed
remember
Biggie.
that. No.
Who killed Biggie?
Puff P
Hot
Diddy?
dogs.
Yes.
Yeah,
P. Diddy.
No, P Diddy, because P Diddy was he was the East Coast guy.
Suge Knife killed the Suge Knife killed
Suge
Biggie,
Knife.
right? Didn't
Suge Knife.
Suge Knife?
Alex talking about
Suge
rappers
Knife.
he's never listened to because
Yeah,
they're all
Suge Knife.
black.
Yeah, they're all black.
Actually, Tupac was my first love.
Oh,
dude,
there
I
you
remember when I was like an idiot and younger, I carved Tupac in my hand with a metal engraver. in fucking like grade 10. My mom, in grade 9, maybe grade 9. And my mom, like, she had rung me up. She comes home and she's like, you want to be a little gangster? What the fucking?
Yeah.
That was like a Tupac carved in my hand.
But how
like,
does she know you're not like I gotta pick that up from the store?
the grocery list, mother. Go on.
Tell me, who would you have dinner with?
5-Pac. And
No, he's not still around.
many Pacs.
I didn't know we could.
By the way, you can get a vaccination for 2 Pacs right now, and you guys should go out and get your vaccination for 2 Pacs. It's serious, particularly affects a certain part of the community, but get your vaccination for 2 Pacs. And who would like just lunch?
Anyone, lunch or dinner. Just
Lunch or dinner, or just hanging out, just
meal
with famous people.
And yeah, someone that you
Living or
wouldn't
dead, or
typically-
just living. Let's
make him living.
Living,
Just to
yeah, that
narrow
makes
it down
sense.
a bit, yeah.
There's some people that like I would really this is a hard one too,
I
because
know, because you only get to pick 2 of them.
Yeah.
And you get to
And
pick
this is
2
supposed
of
to be
them.
asked at a birthday party. Like,
This is at a birthday party?
Well, just not like it's a random
What a
topic
fucking
generator. Imagine
downer.
just being up to using this.
I think Noam Chomsky. I'd like to have lunch with Noam Chomsky. I think just because I want to see him eat soup.
Is he still
And
alive?
He's still technically alive.
barely.
Yeah, he's a linguist.
That's a good one.
But Noam Chomsky would be interesting because I have some questions that I would hope he would answer. I think, instinctively, I think things like, like Obama or something, because I have questions. No, I would say George W. Bush, but he's too fucking stupid, so he wouldn't
They
be able
could
to
drink
answer
with
the
you, it'd be
questions.
kinda fun.
Dick Cheney would be interesting. I loathe the man, but it would be interesting to get inside his head and see what he has to say. I think I would say Noam Chomsky, because I definitely want to just kind of get an idea of what's going on there, and then I would say, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go with someone interesting. Let's go with like. I should say Danny DeVito based on our podcast history.
Yeah,
shouldn't I?
Danny
Really should say
DeVito.
Danny
He's a
DeVito comes up in
recurring-
like every 3rd episode, and
Go on.
he's refused to do the podcast, although we haven't asked him. But I just assume
I
he'd
can
be like,
send him
"Fuck
a
this."
tweet.
Can you tweet at Danny DeVito and please tell him to do the podcast? Danny DeVito, if you are watching this, why have you not got in touch? Holy shit, dude!
trying.
We would totally change the sign to Danny DeVito podcast.
I would pick, if I had anyone on the podcast, it'd be Alanis Morissette.
Last Morissette?
That's been my goal for comedy.
To get
I
her on
always
a podcast?
said- no, just I want to get famous enough that Alanis Morissette comes to one of my shows. Hey, is Alanis Morissette here?
Alanis!
Well, he
there we go! Yeah.
fucking wrecked the surprise. Because
We're doing that. Well, we have the big
Comes in
show.
through the window.
We have the big show at the Hard Rock. Maybe Alanis will come.
Morissette. Is she in town?
I don't know. What if she
You do have a big
is?
show. You should tell people about that, because that is an important and cool thing.
I want to make sure we keep it, so I don't want to go too long.
Oh, you want to go
Just
too
the
long?
right
Do
area.
you
We're
want
at
to?
hour 5.
This is called a
Do you want
butterfly
to stop
knot.
and do another one?
This is called a butter.
Yeah, we can do a
This is
little
a
bonus one.
butterfly
Hey,
Alex,
knot.
how do you feel about doing a 2-parter?
I would love to be part of 2.
Alex is gonna stick around.
Am I part 1 or part 2? How's that work?
You're part 1 right now.
Okay.
And well, maybe we could do that. We are at an hour. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this podcast, it's going to take us a mere moment, but it's going to take you 1 week. And why don't we just do another little bit with Alex Mackenzie, ladies and gentlemen?
I
This is
would
the
love
podcast
to
for
do
this
this.
week. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Please rate, review, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Mackenzie, although he will still be here.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell.
Like and subscribe, and also like and subscribe to.
That's how I end all of my phone calls.
Follow him on TikTok, which is
Yeah, I say don't forget to do-
ArmenianHitman.com, and Mikey Greenwood. Yeah, please rate, like, subscribe. That's what's wrong this week.